Hey there guys, welcome to Hiatus lesson, red level, week 6. Today we're going to start with a story.
Tiki Tiki Tembo by Arlene Mosel. Once upon a time, a long, long time ago, it was the custom of all the fathers and mothers in China to give their first and honored sons great, long names. But second sons were given hardly any name at all. In a small mountain village, there lived a mother who had two little sons. Her second son she called Chang, which meant little or nothing. But her first and honored son she called Tiki Tiki Tembo no Sa Rembo Charibari Ruchi Pip Peri Pembo, which meant the most wonderful thing in the whole wide world. Every morning the mother went to wash in a little stream near her home. The two boys always went chattering along with her. On the bank was an old well. "Don't go near the well," warned the mother, "or you will surely fall in." The boys did not always mind their mother, and one day they were playing beside the well and on the well when Chang fell in. Tiki Tiki Tembo no Sa Rembo Charibari Ruchi Pip Peri Pembo ran as fast as his little legs could carry him to his mother and said, "Most honorable mother, Chang has fallen into the well." "The water roars, little blossom, I cannot hear you," said the mother. Then Tiki Tiki Tembo no Sa Rembo Charibari Ruchi Pip Peri Pembo raised his voice and cried, "Oh, most honorable one, Chang has fallen into the well." "That troublesome boy," answered the mother. "Run and get the old man with the ladder to fish him out." Then Tiki Tiki Tembo no Sa Rembo Charibari Ruchi Pip Peri Pembo ran as fast as his little legs could carry him to the old man with the ladder and said, "Old man with the ladder, Chang has fallen into the well. Will you come and fish him out?" "So," said the old man with the ladder, "Chang has fallen into the well." And he ran as fast as his old legs could carry him. Step over step, step over step, he went into the well, picked up little Chang, and step over step, step over step, brought him out of the well. He pumped the water out of him, and pushed the air into him, and pumped the water out of him, and pushed the air into him, and soon Chang was just as good as ever. Now, for several months the boys did not go near the well. But after the festival of the 8th moon, they ran to the well to eat their rice cakes. They ate near the well, they played around the well, they walked on the well, and Tiki Tiki Tembo no Sa Rembo Charibari Ruchi Pip Peri Pembo fell into the well. Chang ran as fast as his little legs could carry him to his mother and said, "Oh, most honorable mother, Tiki Tiki Tembo no Sa Rembo Charibari Ruchi Pip Peri Pembo has fallen into the well. The water roars, little one, I cannot hear you." So little Chang took a deep breath. "Oh, mother, most honorable," he panted, "Tiki Tiki Tembo no Sa Rembo Charibari Ruchi Pip Peri Pembo has fallen into the well." "Tiresome child, what are you trying to say?" said his mother. "Honorable mother, Charibari Rembo, Tiki Tiki," he gasped, "Pip, Pip, has fallen into the well." "Unfortunate son, surely the evil spirits have bewitched your tongue. Speak your brother's name with reverence." Poor little Chang was all out of breath from saying that great long name, and he didn't think he could say it one more time. But then he thought of his brother in the old well. Chang bowed his little head clear to the sand, took a deep breath, and slowly, very slowly said, "Most honorable mother, Tiki Tiki Tembo no Sa Rembo Charibari Ruchi Pip Peri Pembo is at the bottom of the well." Oh, not my first and honored son, heir of all I possess. Run quickly and tell the old man with the ladder that your brother has fallen into the well. So Chang ran as fast as his little legs would carry him to the old man with the ladder. Under a tree, the old man with the ladder sat bowed and silent. Old man, shouted Chang, come right away. Tiki tiki tembo, no sa rembo, charibari ruchi pip peri pembo has fallen into the stone well. But there was no answer. Puzzled, he waited. Then, with his very last bit of breath, he shouted, Old man with the ladder! Tiki tiki tembo, no sa rembo, charibari ruchi pip peri pembo is at the bottom of the well. Miserable child, you disturb my dream. I had floated into a purple mist and found my youth again. There were glittering gateways and jeweled blossoms. If I close my eyes, perhaps I will again return. Poor little Chang was frightened. How could he say that great long name again? Please, old man with the ladder, please help my brother out of the cold well. So, said the old man with the ladder, your mother's precious pearl has fallen into the well. The old man with the ladder hurried as fast as his old legs could carry him. Step over step he went into the well, and step over step out of the well with the little boy in his arms. Then he pumped the water out of him, and pushed the air into him, and pumped the water out of him, and pushed the air into him. But little Tiki Tiki Tembo, no sa rembo, charibari ruchi pip peri pembo, had been in the water so long, all because of his great long name, that the moon rose many times before he was quite the same again. And from that day to this, the Chinese have always thought it wise to give all their children little short names instead of great long names.
Okay, I hope you enjoyed that story. I'm now going to ask 10 questions about the story. Please write your answers in your notebook. The answers will be either yes or no. First, I will ask the question and give you 10 seconds to answer. Then, the question will appear on the screen. Number 1. Was the older brother the mother's favorite? Number 2. Were the boys supposed to play by the well? Number 3. When Chang fell in the well, was it Tiki Tiki Tembo who pulled him out? Number 4. Did Tiki Tiki Tembo think it was funny when Chang fell in the well? Number 5. Was it Chang's fault that Tiki Tiki Tembo fell in the well? Number 6. When Tiki Tiki Tembo fell in the well, was Chang afraid that his brother might drown? Number 7. When he was talking to his mother one time, Chang said his brother's name the wrong way. Was that because he couldn't remember it? Number 8. Was the old man glad to be awakened from his dream? Number 9. Did Tiki Tiki Tembo ever get better after being in the well? Number 10. Now that you have heard this story, do you think that Chinese people have long, long names? Okay, that is the end of our quiz. Okay, look back over your answers, and in a minute or so, we will check them together. Here are the answers. How did you do? Did you get them all right? Okay, if you need to, go ahead and listen to the story one more time, and then hang around for our next activity. Okay, our next activity is Describing People Part 3. Okay, today we're getting into the real nitty-gritty. Enjoy! Welcome to Hiatus Lesson Red Level, Week 6. Today we are moving on to Phase 3 of Describing People. Last week we learned how to give a judgment about a person's general appearance. The next phase of a description is a more detailed description of a person's face. This is where we describe a person's hair, eyes, and face. These descriptions are much more important in describing a person in America or Europe than in Japan, because in Japan, almost everybody has dark hair and dark eyes. In America, for example, we have a wider range of possible eye and hair colors. One of the most basic parts of describing a person is a description of their hair. We can describe hair length as short, medium length, or long. Be careful, the meaning of these words is different for boys and girls. For girls, short hair can be any length down to the chin. For boys, short hair usually means hair that doesn't reach the ears or the collar. For girls, medium-length hair goes from the chin to a bit past the shoulders. For boys, medium-length hair usually means hair that covers the ears and reaches the collar. For girls, long hair means hair that goes past the armpits. For boys, long hair usually means hair that reaches the shoulders. So be careful. A boy with medium-length hair would have short hair if he were a girl. The boy in this photo has very long hair for a boy, but only medium-length hair for a girl. Take just a moment and write a sentence in your notebook describing the length of your hair. For example, I usually have very short hair, but I haven't been to a barber since the pandemic began, so now I have very messy, medium-length hair. Pause the video while you write your sentence. Notice that the verb in this sentence is have. She has long hair. Next, let's consider hair color. In Japan, most people's natural hair color is either black or very dark brown. In America and Europe, we have 5 basic natural hair colors: black, brown, blonde, red, and gray. Let's look at some examples. This woman has black hair. We see a lot of black hair in Japan. Black hair is very common in Asia, Africa, and South America. The sentence would be, she has black hair. This woman has brown hair. Brown hair comes in many shades, from very dark to very light. This woman has medium brown hair. Black and brown are adjectives. With adjectives, the sentence is, she has brown hair. But we can also describe people with black or brown hair with a noun. That noun is brunette. In that case, the sentence is, she is a brunette. People with very light-colored hair have what we call blonde hair. Be careful, we don't usually say gold or yellow. Blonde hair ranges from very light, almost white, to a very light brown or red. Notice that there are 2 spellings for blonde. The top word refers to boys with blonde hair, and the bottom word refers to girls with blonde hair. The sentence is, she has blonde hair. We can also use blonde as a noun. In this case, the sentence is, she is a blonde. The least common natural hair color is red. Nobody has red hair that looks like a red crayon. Most people with red hair have hair that looks quite orange. But red hair ranges from a very light reddish blonde to a dark reddish brown. The sentence is, she has red hair. The noun for a person with red hair is redhead. In this case, the sentence is, she is a redhead. Be careful. I've had students use this pattern to describe themselves, saying, I am a blackhead. The problem is that a blackhead doesn't mean a hair color, it means a pimple or nikibi. If you have black hair, you are a brunette. Our final hair color is gray. Almost no one is born with gray hair, but many people start to lose the color in their hair as they get older. We call this gray hair. The sentence is, she has gray hair. Be careful. In English, we don't usually call this white hair. Some people are afraid that gray hair makes them look old, so they dye their hair to cover it up. You may sometimes see gray spelled Grey. That is the British spelling. There is no noun to describe people with gray hair. So, okay, here, pause the video and take a moment to write a sentence in your notebook describing your hair length and color. For example, I have medium length gray hair. Finally, we can describe the texture of a person's hair. The words we use to describe the basic hair textures are straight, wavy, and curly. Most Japanese people have straight hair. The sentence is, she has straight hair. Wavy hair looks like the surface of the sea with S-shaped waves running through it. The sentence is, she has wavy hair. In curly hair, each strand of hair makes a corkscrew shape with many circles. The sentence is, she has curly hair. The line between straight and wavy isn't always clear, and the line between wavy and curly is also a bit hazy. All right, one more time. Pause the video and take a moment to write a sentence in your notebook describing the length, texture, and color of your hair. Notice the order of your description. Length first, texture second, and color last. For example, I have medium length, wavy gray hair. Next, let's describe eyes. Now, eye color is not something we describe in Japan because almost everyone has the same eye color. But in the rest of the world, eye color is a basic part of describing a person. We have 4 basic eye colors: brown, blue, green, and hazel. Be careful, we don't usually say black eyes. Even a person with the darkest eyes actually have very dark brown eyes. Only animals have truly black eyes. Here is a person with brown eyes. Brown eyes can range from very dark, almost black, to very light, almost yellow. The sentence is, she has brown eyes. Here is a person with blue eyes. Blue eyes can range from very light, almost gray, to very dark, like these eyes. The sentence is, she has blue eyes. Here is a person with green eyes. Green eyes can range from very light, almost gray, to very dark, like these eyes. The sentence is, she has green eyes. Sometimes it can be difficult to tell the difference between green eyes and blue eyes. Here is a person with hazel eyes. Hazel eyes have a mixture of two colors. Here we have a mixture of green and brown. But you may also see a mixture of blue and brown, or even a mixture of blue and green. The sentence is, she has hazel eyes. Hazel eyes are the rarest eye color. We can also describe eye shape. The baby here has big eyes. The woman in the center has narrow eyes. Many people in Asia have what we call almond-shaped eyes. Pause the video and write down a description of your eyes in your notebook. For example, I have narrow, dark blue eyes. Finally, we can describe a person's skin. When we describe skin, we look at two aspects of what we call a person's complexion. First is skin tone, ranging from a very light or pale complexion to a dark complexion. A person whose skin has turned dark because they spent time in the sun is tanned. Here is a girl with a very pale complexion. Many people from Northern Europe have a light complexion. The sentence is, she has a pale complexion. Here is a woman with a dark complexion. While Japanese people tend to have a darker complexion than people from Northern Europe, Japanese women really like a light complexion. So you often see them wearing hats and gloves in the summer to avoid getting tanned. For this woman, the sentence is, she has a dark complexion. Next is skin quality. This is a judgment of how smooth or beautiful a person's skin is. A person can be described as having a good complexion or a bad complexion. Here is a woman with a beautiful complexion. Her skin is very smooth with no blemishes, no spots or bumps. Here is a person with a very bad complexion. She has severe acne, which has caused many bumps and spots on her skin. Pimples, black marks, and moles are all called blemishes. Of course, people may be very sensitive if they have pimples or blemishes, so it would be rude to tell them they have a bad complexion. All right, pause the video and write a complete description of your face in your notebook. Include hair, eyes, and complexion. Okay, next we're going to look at the 5 people we described in the last lesson. This time, add a description of their hair, eyes, and skin. Pause the video as you write a description in your notebook. After each picture, I'll give a sample answer. Number 1. Sample answer. Number 2. Sample answer. Number 3. Sample answer. Number 4. Sample answer. Number 5. Sample answer. All right, that is the end of our practice exercise. I hope you were able to come up with good sentences to describe these people. Remember, the sample answers are not the correct answer. There are many possible ways to describe these people. Next, go to the internet and search for photos of 5 famous people. Write a description of those faces. Write about their hair, eyes, and skin. Make sure that some of the people you search for are from other countries, not all from Japan. Bring your notebook with you when you start classes again, and I will give you some feedback. Okay, that is it for this week's lesson. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you come back next Friday for more. Have fun, stay safe, and we'll see you next week. Goodbye.